Hello, welcome or welcome back to our Baguette Bag series. This is episode 3.
And we are using the same pattern. We've not altered it yet. So we are still using the same pattern to make our baguette bag. So this is the material we are going to be using, and I already cut out 2 pieces of the main body. And it's 11.5 by 11 inches. So I just made sure that I added enough allowance to the side and width so that once we are done quilting it, I can cut out this shape from it. Okay, so I already cut out fiber for it because obviously we are using fiber. We're going to be quilting it. It's a bit different from the puffer version of it. The sewing process is different. You're going to see it when we continue sewing. I already cut out the band. So I cut it out the exact way it is on the pattern. This is it. I just cut it out exact way it is on the pattern. So I didn't add any allowance to it. Just cut it out the exact way it is. Can you see? So I also went ahead to cut the fiber for the band. And now we have the strap. So I'm using 4.5 as the width of the band and 14 as the length of the band. So these are all the pieces we need for our baguette bag, our quilted baguette bag. Next we are going to do now is to pick this one after the other. You know, we have 2 pieces of it. So I'm going to pick it one after the other and I'm going to draw our quilt lines on it. So this is it. I'm going to be using 2 inches as our quilt line, the width of our quilt line. So let me just notch the center. Okay, so this is what we have. I already notched the midpoint, so I'm going to connect the lines and then we'll start drawing the quilt lines from there. Because of the color, the chalk is not really showing on it, but I can see it. Okay, this is it. I hope the camera can actually capture it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to draw our lines 2 inches interval here like this. Can you see? So I'm going to repeat it on this side. This is it. I'm going to draw this line too. So it's going to be both vertical and horizontal. So I'm going to repeat the same process towards this direction. Okay, so this is what we have. So we already draw our quick lines. We are going to repeat the same process on this other one. Then I'm going to show us what it looks like before we go ahead to the sewing machine to run our stitch on it. So this is what we have at this point. I already went ahead to draw all our lines, and I'm just going to go to the sewing machine, join the fiber to the material, and then run our stitch through the lines. So I'm going to bring it back to show us what it looks like before we go ahead to cut out this from the quilted base. So we're going to sewing machine now to work on the next thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is to run my stitch on it round like this before I start following the lines. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead to run stitch on it following the lines. So I'm done with it. This is how it looks like. I'm just going to go ahead to repeat the same process with the other side. Okay, so this is what we have at this point. I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess. Here we go. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to join our fiber to the band. I'm going to also trim off the excess fiber. Okay, so this is what we have for the band. I'm also going to bring in our strap. So I'm just going to run my stitch on it, then flip it to the right side. So this is it. Okay, so this is it. I'm just going to flip it to the other side. This is what we have. So this is how far we've come. These are our patterns, and this is our quilted base. And I already joined the fiber to the band, and also already sew our strap, and I flip it to the right side. So the next thing we're going to do is to cut out our main body. So this is it. I'm going to repeat the same thing with this other one. These are all the pieces we have. We have these two main body, and I already went ahead to cut lining for the two pieces, and we also have the band, and I also went ahead to cut lining for the band. And here is the strap. So I'm going to go back to the sewing machine now. I'm going to run our stitch on it like so before we go ahead to do the next thing. So I'm going to repeat the same thing with the second one. So this is what we have. Next thing I'm going to do is to bring in our zipper clothes and attach it. So this is it. So I'm going to run our stitch on it. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to remove this other side and attach it to this side too. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to bring in our lining. So I'm going to place the right side of the lining on the right side of the material, and so I'm going to sew it like this. Just watch the way I'm doing it. It's very easy. So at this point we have to take our time so we do not run our stitch on the zipper clothes. So like I want to be sure if we did not run our stitch on this zipper teeth. Okay, so we're flipping into the right side. So we're going to run our stitch on it like this. So now I'm going to trim off the excess lining and repeat the same process with the other one. So this is it, and here these are the two pieces. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now is to attach the lining to the band. So the wrong side is going to be facing the wrong side of the band, and we're going to just run our stitch on it round. Okay, so this is what we have, And now it's time for us to join the band to the main body. So I'm going to notch the center. So I'm going to notch the center like this. Then I'm going to bring this one after the other. So obviously this is the midpoint of this. Let me be sure. Okay, so that's the midpoint. So let me just notch it. This is the accurate midpoint. So now we're going to place the midpoint on the midpoint, the notch on the notch, then trace it down. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to run my stitch on each round. Okay guys, so this is how far we've come. This is what it looks like. So it's time for us to join the other side. Okay, so you have two methods. You can decide to notch this and place the notch on the notch just like we did with this one, or you can decide to check where your sewing ends. Can you see where it ends? Somewhere around there. So that means we're going to start sewing from that area too. So you make sure that it's equal at this end. So I'm going to go ahead and tape the inside for neat finishing before I flip it to the right side and fix our zipper edge. So once I'm done doing that, I'm going to show us what it looks like. I'm just going to tape it off the camera and show us what it looks like. Can you see it's already looking very beautiful? So this is how it looks like. I already taped the inside. Can you see how neat it is? So I'm going to flip it to the right side now. And here we go. So I'm going to be fixing the zip edge and then we'll work on the strap. Okay, so this is it. This is how it looks like. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pick this one and run my stitch on it so that no matter what, my zipper edge will not be able to remove. So I'm just picking this one alone, then I'm going to run my stitch on it. You can use needle and thread to do it if you want. So I changed my mind. I'm not doing a puffer strap like the previous one we did for episode 2. So I'm going to be doing a ruched strap, and I already went ahead to cut the piece I'm going to use for it. We are still going to use this one, the one we actually cut that was supposed to be for the puffer strap. Can you see? It's looking very nice, but based on the fact that this is a quilted bag, it is very expected for us to use a puffer strap. That's why I want to make use of something that no one will actually think of, or they would feel like it's not going to come out nice.
The length is 31 inches while the width is 4.5 inches.
It's more than times 2 of this length here, a bit more than times 2 of the length here. So the length here is 14. So now I'm going to run my stitch on it down. So now I'm going to flip it to the right side. Just know that the length depends on the fullness you want, how full you want your strap to be. So this is it. So the next thing we want to do now is to bring in this one. So we want to like find a way to push it inside. I don't think I have pin, so I'm just going to try to push it in myself. It's easier to use pin just in case you have a length that is longer than this, so it's going to be easier for you to pass it through it. So this is it, and this is it on the other side. So now I'm going to first of all run my stitch on it. So I'm going to run my stitch on this part just to hold it down. Okay, here we go. This is how it looks. We're going to bring in our bag back and we are going to attach it. So I'm going to place it on it like this, and we're going to run our stitch. Okay, now I can easily trim off the excess. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to hold it down first. So I'll hold it down, trim off the excess before joining. So now I'm going to bring this one. So I'm making sure this joining is facing up. So this is it. Can you see the way it is? So the joining is facing up on both sides. So this is how it looks like. I think it's nice. So the next thing we're going to do now is to push this one in. So once I'm done doing that, I'm going to use needle and thread to hold it down. So this is what we have. So I'm going to use needle and thread to hold it down. So I'm going to use needle and thread to hold it down and show us how it looks like. So I'm just going to use needle and thread to hold it in a way that it's not going to be obvious, it's not going to show. So once we are done doing that, I'm going to show us what it looks like.
This is how it looks like. So if you want to be part of our community, the WithVinpat tribe, check the description for details. This particular bag is not only cute, it is very spacious. So we have come to the end of our tutorial. See you in the next episode. Bye.